Stop for a moment. Listen, not with your ears alone, but with your spirit. There are words you have never spoken to your body, words it has longed to hear, quietly waiting in the sacred silence of your being. These are words of restoration, of power, of sacred alignment, words that awaken cells, mend tissues, and soothe memories scarred by time and pain. We speak endlessly to our fears. We speak to our wounds, to physicians, even to the shadows that haunt our quiet hours. But have we ever dared to speak to our own bodies as sacred temples, not as burdens or strangers? Today, through a message not authored by man but by divine whisper, comes a call from heaven. Speak to your body and witness what heaven can do. This is not mere metaphor. This is not the illusion of positivity or the echo of self-help slogans. This is a truth rooted in divine intention. You were not created for destruction but for radiance. Your body was never meant to be your enemy, it is your altar. And what you place upon that altar, fear or faith, condemnation or blessing, will shape its destiny. I remember Clara. Her story is not just her own, but a mirror to many. She came weary, her body ached in every corner, her mind heavy with grief. Holy Father, she said, I've prayed. I've cried. I've begged God for healing. Why does he remain silent? I looked at her, not as a clergyman, not even as a spiritual guide, but as a fellow traveler in fragile flesh. Clara, I asked, have you ever spoken to your body the way you speak to your God? She blinked, confused. I speak to friends. I speak to doctors. I cry out to God, but never to my own body. And therein lay the quiet tragedy. We've cursed what God longs to heal. We stand before mirrors and whisper, I hate my body. We groan with aching backs and mutter, I'm falling apart. We hide our scars beneath shame and call ourselves broken. And in doing so, we speak death into the very places where God wishes to speak resurrection. Your words are not cheap. You were made in the image of the Word. When God made humanity, He did not build, we were spoken into being. When Jesus restored sight, He didn't assemble tools, He spoke. When He cast out darkness, it was with the authority of a voice aligned with heaven. And so too, your mouth carries power, not mystical, but miraculous. What if the breakthrough your body awaits begins with your mouth aligning to heaven's truth? What if healing is not only in the pill but in the proclamation? Speak to your body, not in rage or resentment, but in reverence. Tell your cells, you are wonderfully made. Tell your lungs, you breathe by design, not by accident. Say to your limbs, you are shaped by love, not randomness. You are not forgotten. The breath in your lungs is no accident, it is music composed by the Spirit. Every heartbeat is the rhythm of divine creativity. Say this, I will live, not decay. I will rise, not remain broken. My bones, you are not brittle, you are blessed. My immune system, remember the one who formed you. My mind, you are not lost, you are aligned. Yes, the world may scoff. It will say that healing only flows from science, from prescriptions, from diagnostics. But we must recall the woman whose bleeding never ceased, despite 12 years of medicine. Her healing came not from a lab but from a declaration, if I touch his garment, I will be healed. She didn't wait for her body to prove itself, she commanded it to respond to her faith. And it obeyed. Your body is not deaf to faith. It listens to your spirit. But ask yourself, is your spirit listening to God? Many have made pacts with sickness, not knowingly, but subtly. You hear a diagnosis and accept it as identity. You whisper to yourself, I have this disease, not just in description but in declaration. You allow pain to become your anthem, forgetting it is not your king. Break that agreement. Renounce that covenant with affliction. You were never meant to wear chains of despair. Let your first medicine be your mouth. Let your most consistent therapy be praise. Let your daily prescription be belief. There was a man named Antonio, his body was failing, his liver collapsing beneath the weight of years. Despair weighed heavily on him. I am broken, he whispered. And I leaned in close. Your liver has heard those words too many times. Now say something else." With tears streaming down his face, he placed his hand on his side and declared, "Liver, you are not alone. I thank you for carrying me this far. I command life into you. The blood of Christ is for you too." And the next morning, the blood work revealed change. The doctors were astounded. Yes, it was a miracle. But the first miracle occurred in his mouth. Your body listens. It adapts not only to your habits and treatments but also to your beliefs. When you say, "These knees are done," they respond accordingly. When you say, "My memory is fading," your brain takes note. But if you say, "I bless you, body," something within begins to awaken. Say this now: "I bless my body. I bless every joint, every organ, every fiber that has carried me through storms. I forgive my body for not being perfect. I honor its endurance. I command my cells to remember what they were created for, not survival, but sacredness." Speak to your heart. Speak to your bones. Speak to your scars. Speak to the parts of you that have longed for acknowledgement. Say it until your nervous system responds with peace. Say it until your DNA begins to dance with faith. Say it until despair flees and hope sets up a home in your soul. This is not superstition. This is resurrection. Do you know why Jesus didn't just think the dead girl back to life? He spoke. He said, "Little girl, I say to you, arise." He didn't whisper it in silence, he said it aloud, because death responds to the voice of Christ. And so does your body. You must speak to your body the way Christ speaks to the lifeless. Tell your muscles, "You were made to move." Tell your spine, "You were not made to bend beneath sorrow but to carry strength." Tell your womb, your heart, your skin, "You are not forgotten by your Maker." But understand this, these are not magic spells. This isn't a one-time chant. This is not the language of superstition. It is a holy proclamation. A discipline of the soul. You must do it again and again, every morning, every night, not with fear but with faith. Not with superstition but with sacred trust. The spiritual realm is not silent. It is always responding to doubt or to belief. When you align your words with heaven, when your breath matches the rhythm of God's promises, something begins to shift. Not always visibly. Not always instantly. But surely. Oh, how the enemy trembles at this truth. He is not afraid of your complaints. He is not disturbed by your tears of frustration. But he shakes when a believer stops complaining and starts commanding. When the mouth that once cursed itself becomes a vessel of prophecy, the atmosphere around you begins to bow to heaven. Do not be ashamed to lay hands on yourself. Do not be afraid to anoint your mind with oil, to place your palm on your chest and say, "Be still. Be well. Be whole." You are not speaking alone. You are not touching yourself in isolation. The Spirit is present. The power of the resurrection is not a theory, it's a force waiting to be activated by faith. You may not feel healing instantly. But faith is not about feeling, it is about agreement. Healing is not always sudden, but it is always in process. It may begin with a single word, a whisper from your lips that sets in motion a tidal wave of transformation. Say this now: "I am not worthless. I am not forgotten. I am not a mistake. My body is not my prison, it is the dwelling place of the Holy Spirit. I am holy ground." Say it even when the mirror contradicts it. Say it when the X-rays scream otherwise. Say it when you don't believe it yet, and watch belief be born in the echo. Let us remember something astonishing: Jesus rose from the dead in a body. He did not leave it behind as unnecessary flesh. He glorified it. That alone should change how we view our bodies. If Christ himself embraced physical resurrection, so too must we embrace the sacredness of our physical form. Your body is not a discardable shell. It is a canvas of divinity. It is a breathing testimony to the creative power of God. He formed it. He honors it. He will redeem it. Therefore, it deserves not your scorn, but your blessing. There are people today who feel shame in their skin, shame in their weight, shame, and their scars. There are others who feel abandoned by their limbs, by their organs, by their memory. But to all of them, and to you, heaven speaks the same truth: you are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond repair. There is a deeper message here, one that goes beyond individual healing. It is about reclaiming the voice that was stolen by pain. It is about recovering the authority that was buried under medical reports and labels. It is about remembering who you are, a child of God with a voice that echoes the voice that shaped galaxies. Speak now with that authority. Tell your body, you will not waste away. You will not be ruled by trauma. You are being restored. You are being renewed. Tell your hands, you will create again. Tell your legs, you will walk with strength. Tell your voice, you will praise, not panic. Yes, healing sometimes involves surgery. Yes, it involves therapy and science and wise counsel. But never forget that healing begins with belief. Healing begins with surrender. Healing begins when the body stops being cursed and begins being blessed. There are testimonies, like that of Antonio, where the transformation began with a simple statement. Not because those words held magical power, but because those words aligned with eternal truth. Faith activated what fear had long suppressed. Perhaps you were told you'd never walk again. Perhaps you were told the cancer would return. Perhaps you've lived with chronic fatigue, autoimmune struggles, or wounds too deep for language. And yet, God's voice is not limited by diagnosis. His word is not bound by biology. When you speak to your body with words formed in heaven's fire, something responds. It may be slow. It may unfold over days, weeks, or even years. But the command has been given. Life, not death. Wholeness, not decay. Speak this again, body, you are good. You are not my curse, you are my calling. You are not my limitation, you are my vessel. You were formed by love. You were sustained by grace. You will fulfill your purpose. The modern world will tell you this is delusion. That biology is fixed, that DNA is destiny, that miracles are outdated mythology. But we do not speak from textbooks, we speak from resurrection. We speak from the empty tomb. We speak from the same breath that animated dust into humanity. And so, I say again, tell your body this, and it will begin to heal. Let your lips become the temple's trumpet. Let your voice become the seed of restoration. Let your morning begin not with complaint, but command. Let your nights end not with dread, but declaration. You were made in glory. You were stitched with intention. You are not an accident. You are not a collection of random atoms. You are a living, breathing, walking miracle, and your words have the power to awaken the miracles waiting inside you. Go now. Do not keep this truth to yourself. Share it. Shout it. Write it on your bathroom mirror. Speak it into your family. Whisper it to your children. Tell your friends. Not because you are a healer, but because you know the one who is. Stand before the mirror, not as a critic, but as a witness. Look at yourself with eyes shaped by grace. Place your hand over your heart and say, you are strong. You are blessed. You will rise. Speak life. Again and again and again, until it becomes truth, until it becomes muscle memory, until your very cells align with the voice of the one who made you. Amen.